Hello guys, Victoria here, welcome back to my channel. I'm bringing you today the second vlog from my trip in Berlin. If you haven't seen the first video, then I am going to link that down in the description box below. I suggest you watch that first before you move on to this one. So I was in Berlin for around a little bit over 2 weeks period, and I had only about 2 days to discover the city, so hence we have just 2 vlogs from here. And in my vlogs I focus on especially the history and the information on the sites that I visited, so you will get to know a lot of facts and fun facts about the places that I visited. So the first place that I went to on my second day off in Berlin was the Alexanderplatz with the TV tower, the famous landmark of Berlin. So let's talk about those first. Alexanderplatz in Berlin Mitte is one of the best known public squares in Berlin, and it's certainly the biggest square that you can find in the city. Alexanderplatz is the biggest public square in any city in Germany, in fact. Named after the Tsar Alexander I, who visited the Prussian capital in 1805. Alexanderplatz is Berlin's eastern center and is an important transport junction. It also has a great many tourist attractions within walking distance, making it the ideal starting point for a sightseeing tour of Berlin. It is not only a major transport junction but also a historic site. There was street fighting in the square during the March Revolution of 1848, and in November 1898, just before the fall of the Berlin Wall, the peaceful demonstrations against the East German regime culminated here. Soaring 368 meters into the sky, Berlin's TV tower is the city's most visible landmark. But the tower, or Alexanderplatz, is not just literally a must-see site, it is also the highest building in Europe open to the general public. The Berlin TV tower was inaugurated on 3rd of October 1969, shortly before East Germany held its 20th anniversary celebrations. For Walter Ulbricht, then East Germany's head of state, the TV tower, constructed in just 4 years, was emblematic of the communist system's superiority. The Marienkirche, or the St. Mary's Church in English, was probably built sometime after 1250 as a parish church for the newly established town. The church was built from red bricks in the local brick Gothic style. It was originally a Roman Catholic church, but has been a Lutheran Protestant church since the Reformation in 1539. The Marienkirche is the oldest church in the city. The oldest parts of the church are made from granite, but most of it is built of brick, giving it its characteristic bright red appearance. This was deliberately copied in the construction of the nearby Berlin City Hall, the Rotes Rathaus, or the Red City Hall. The Rotes Rathaus is the town hall of Berlin. It is the home to the government mayor and the government of the state of Berlin. The name of the landmark building dates from the facade design with red bricks. The Rathaus was built between 1861 and 1869 in the style of the Northern Italy High Renaissance by Hermann Friedrich Wesemann. After my visit on Alexanderplatz, I proceeded on foot to the Unter den Linden Boulevard, which leads from the Berlin Cathedral all the way to the Brandenburg Gate, and there are many landmarks in between. It takes you right through the middle of Berlin. The street, known commonly as the Linden after the lime trees that once lined it, is the oldest boulevard in Berlin, but originally it was nothing more than a bridle path. From 1573 it led from the Stadtschloss to Lietzow, which was later renamed Charlottenburg after Queen Sophie Charlotte, and then on to Spandau. The first lime trees were planted in 1647. After 1701, as royal power grew, the road was continually improved and impressive new architecture was built. This was the work of Frederick the Great, who had it upgraded to a magnificent boulevard. The magnificent dome of the Cathedral church is one of the main landmarks in Berlin's cityscape, and it marks the spot of the impressive basilica housing the city's most important Protestant church. With its elaborate decorative and ornamental designs, the church's interior is especially worth seeing. I didn't enter the church because you had to pay for it, 10 euros, but I definitely looked at it from the outside. Although the church is known as a cathedral, it actually has the status of a parish church, though not just any parish. This was a representative stage for the Hohenzollern dynasty, the rulers of Prussia and later the German emperors. Today, as the high parish and cathedral church, the church serves the Protestant community in Berlin and the surrounding areas. The congregation is not based on place of residence, but open through admission to all baptized Protestants in the region. The Unter den Linden is one of the most important arterial roads in the center of Berlin and is the ideal starting point for getting to know the city, strolling along the 1.5 kilometer long road. On the road, nestled between the Spree River and the Spree Canal, lies the world-famous Museum Island. The Museum Island is a unique ensemble of 5 museums in the center of Berlin. The entire complex is listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Berlin's Museum Island is one of the most outstanding museum complexes in whole Europe. 5 architects designed the impressive architectural ensemble in the heart of the city. Construction finished in 1930. Every year, millions of tourists come to see the 5 museums, whose spectrum of collections ranges from prehistory to 19th century art. Not only the collections themselves are worth seeing, but the historic buildings themselves on Museum Island is among the most beautiful architecture that Berlin has to offer. The 19th century building of the old Nationalgallerie houses paintings and sculptures and resembles an ancient temple on a high pedestal. The equestrian statue on the flight of steps represents King Frederick William IV, who had the idea for the Museum Island. The museum exhibits works by famous French impressionists such as Monet, Manet, Renoir, along with romantic paintings by Caspar David Friedrich and Karl Friedrich Schinkel. From the beginning, the island was intended not only as a place where art of different styles and epochs is brought together, but also as an inner city space for visitors to linger. The Colonnade Courtyard unites both of these intended functions. As a public garden, it is a great place to spend some time, but it also displays some sculptures to spark visitors' curiosity for the extensive collection of the Alte Nationalgallerie. In this way, the Colonnade Courtyard is both an open-air museum and a space for recreation at the same time. Behind the Altes Museum, right next to the old National Gallery, is the Neues Museum, which was built between 1843 to 1855 in neoclassical and Renaissance revival styles. It is considered as the major work of Friedrich August Stüler. However, during the Second World War, it was suffering considerable damage, and it has been in decay during the East Germany era, and it was restored only between 1999 and 2009. This building was once an arsenal for weapons, but today it is a museum. The oldest preserved building on the boulevard Unter den Linden is the city's most important large Baroque building. Today, the pale pink building houses the German Historic Museum and gives you an insight into 1,500 years of German history. The building has 4 wings, each 90 meters long, surrounding an inner courtyard. Its overall appearance is characterized by the harmony between the strict neoclassical facade segmentation and the richly decorated Baroque relief sculptures. Your eyes are drawn to the 12 large groups of figures on the roof. The Berlin Palace on the Museum Island was the main residence of the House of Hohenzollern from 1443 to 1918, expanded by order of King Frederick I of Prussia according to plans by Andreas Schlüter from 1689 to 1713. It was thereafter considered a major work of Prussian Baroque architecture. The former royal palace is one of Berlin's largest buildings and shaped the cityscape with its 60-meter high dome. It was damaged during the World War II and was demolished by the East German authorities in 1950. In the 70s, it became the location of the modernist East German Palace of the Republic, which was the parliament building of East Germany. After the German reunification and several years of debate and discussion, the Palace of the Republic was demolished in 2009 and the Berlin Palace was reconstructed beginning in 2013 to house the Humboldt Forum Museum. The reconstruction was completed in 2020. The Neue Wache is the memorial for the victims of war and dictatorship, a place of meditation and remembrance right in the middle of the city. Inside there is a single statue of a mother embracing her son by Katie Kolowitz, helpless and turned to stone in silent pain. This building has always been a memorial. Karl Friedrich Schinkel designed the building as a memorial to those who had fallen in the Napoleonic Wars and the Wars of Liberation. It was his first work in Berlin. The Humboldt University of Berlin was established by Frederick William III as the University of Berlin in 1809, making it the oldest of Berlin's 4 universities. The university received its current name in honor of Alexander and Wilhelm von Humboldt in 1949. It was regarded as the world's preeminent university for the natural sciences during the 19th and the early 20th century, as the university is linked to major breakthroughs in physics and other sciences by its professors such as Albert Einstein. Past and present faculty and notable alumni include 57 Nobel Prize winners. After long hours of sightseeing, I decided to go for a late lunch in Silo Café at another part of the city, so I had to take the metro to Samariterstrasse, and then I had to do a little walk to get to my preferred location for lunch, late lunch, which was the Silo Café. This area has many nice cafe shops and restaurants, so if you are hungry, I recommend this area. For sure you will find something that you like. Regarding the cafe, I had to wait very long for my order. Turned out that their electronic system didn't get my order through, so I was waiting for nothing, but they fixed the situation very quickly and offered me a discount on my meal, and I got a coffee for free, so I have no complaints. Even though I had to wait long, they compensated me well enough, so I still do recommend this place. And then finally I would like to show you some snippets from the opening ceremony of the Special Olympics World Games, where I was working for those 2 weeks when I was in Berlin. So please enjoy these videos from the opening ceremony to get a little bit the vibe of the event. And I would like to thank you for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Press the like button if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more content from me, travel vlogs, content about Vienna and living as an expat in the city in Vienna, Austria, and enjoy the upcoming clips. Until next time, goodbye.
Oh,